have bbeen well trained.
No.
You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Or do not.
I'm not afraid.
There is no try.
Hello and welcome everybody, Nate here with the Chance Cube. This week we have something special for you. We have Empire at War spoilers, so sit back and see what we got. So we're going to start things off with an upgrade. So this upgrade, as you'll see, is the Chance Cube. I know, ironic, right? So looking at this, it's an odd card. It costs 0 and potentially can give you huge resource swings, but the downside is that every time you activate the character with it, you have to spend a resource. Otherwise, you return it to hand. So the downside of the card is it could completely be a resource sink, and you could get nothing out of it because of 3 blank sides. The upside is you could get the 3 resource side and be sitting pretty on a lot of money. It's not necessarily a good card, and when I say not necessarily, it's really not that good of a card. It's similar to Ben's Journals, but at the same time it's infinitely worse, because at least with that card, if you roll the blanks, you can do something with the dice. This, it seems like it's going to just be a liability most of the time you play it. So, while I want this card to be good, because what would be better than a member of the Chance Cube playing the Chance Cube? I just don't see this being a true staple of most or any decks. I could be proven wrong, but from what I've seen so far, this one is kinda unimpressive. So moving right along, we have our second spoiler, Secret Mission. This is a 0-cost blue hero event that lets you choose a color, and then you discard the top card of an opponent's deck, and if it's the chosen color, you gain a resource. So not only will this fit well in mill decks, but it also fits pretty well in most blue hero decks, because it potentially is a resource and getting rid of an opponent's card. Against monocolored decks, such as, let's say, Vader Royal Guard or Triple Death Trooper, you have a very high probability of gaining that resource. And even against multicolored decks, even rainbow decks, there's not many upgrades or other colors, so at the very worst, you're discarding a card. At the very best, you're discarding a card and gaining a resource. So if we see blue hero mill decks really taking effect in Empire at War, this could be a huge staple for them, and it could just be a good card because you're potentially 2-for-1ing people. So Secret Mission gets some top marks in my book. This could potentially be a very, very strong card. So our third spoiler today is Hidden Agenda. This is a neutral yellow upgrade that costs 1, and it has a text: before you play an event, you may discard this upgrade from play to decrease the cost of that event by 2. This is an odd one. There are a lot of very, very good yellow events, and there's a lot of good yellow events that cost a lot, such as Hyperspace Jump, Reversal. There's quite a few. This basically gives you a way to reduce the cost effectively of that event by 1, since you're paying 1 to put the hidden upgrade on the character to begin with. There's some fun interaction that can be had with this, such as playing Hyperspace Jump to end the action phase, playing Reversal to prevent, swings of damage. It seems like it's going to be slow, though. You're taking an action to play the Hidden Agenda, you're taking an action to play the event card, and you're really only netting 1 resource gain when all is said and done. Because you're either playing a 3-cost event for 1, or you're playing a 2-cost event for 0. So the the swing that Hidden Agenda gives you isn't that big. Would you be better off running something that generates resources as opposed to running Hidden Agenda? You know, depending on what comes out in Empire at War, there could be higher cost yellow events that make this worth it. There could also be different ways to generate more of a benefit from Hidden Agenda. But as it stands, it's a very slow upgrade card that not only is going to take a slot away from useful upgrades on a character, but also doesn't seem like it's going to have a huge impact on the board state. But we'll have to see what else comes out, because there could be more coming out in Empire at War that supports this particular upgrade. Last but not least, we come to you with a red hero character, General Riken. So he's a 12 to 15 cost character with 11 health. But what makes him unique is his ability. So anytime you activate him, you can discard a card from the top of an opponent's deck for each of your other characters with one or more shields. So this fits in with the mill strategy that we kind of see heroes getting a lot of cards for. The one downside, though, is Riken's cost. At a minimum of 12 for a 1 dice version of him, it's going to be hard to squeeze in enough extra characters to really be getting huge swings off of his ability, which is kind of what you want to do. You want to be able to just activate him and get free mill effects. That being said, the dice sides on Riken are pretty strong. He's one focus, 2 focus, 1 shield, a 2 shield side, and a resource side. So those sides are going to be useful pretty much anytime you roll them, except for the blank, obviously. But shields, focus, resources, that seems to be the core of what red heroes are getting in their support characters, with Akbar and Mon Mothma and quite a few. So if you team up Riken with, say, some rebel troopers, potentially you can go blue and get some Jedi acolytes or Padawans in there and try and build out a board that has, 2 to 3 characters and a lot of shield generating effects. You're keeping your characters alive through the shields, and anytime you activate Riken, you're also being able to mill your opponent. So maybe not the strongest ability on a card, but if you're able to fit Riken in a deck that uses him as a support, you get a free effect that potentially can be the difference in your opponent having 1 to 2 cards left in their deck at the end of the game, or completely being milled out and having fewer options for rerolls or other different things that can fuel Riken's ability. And who knows, with more spoilers and more cards in Empire at War, there may be an actual, 3 character list that runs Riken that's able to get tons of shields out and use his effect and really punish your opponent for not being able to get through the shields and leaving them on characters. So that's it for this video, everybody. We kind of just wanted to give an overview of the cards that we were given to spoil. For more in-depth analysis on them and really getting into what potentially you could build with these cards and other things, check out the blog over at thechancecube.com. We'll have quite a few articles coming up over the next couple of days dissecting these cards and giving more of an in-depth look into them. As always, thank you everyone for watching our YouTube videos, for visiting the site. If you'd like to learn more, again, visit the website at thechancecube.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hopefully we see you again watching some of our YouTube videos. If you have anything that you'd like to comment about these cards or anything in general, leave them in the comments below. And as always, may the Force be with you.